Don't touch me. Let me get this going.
Dude, we have a great episode today.
Yeah, you guys built this up way too much.
What?
The fact that I had to listen to you and the brothers being like, oh, yeah, finally in season 2, you're going to get a good one coming up. This episode was okay for like 15 minutes. I'll give you the last 15 minutes. Otherwise, overall, I'm kind of blah. Who's my villain? What are you giving me?
Why do you need a villain?
I need something to entertain me, and instead,
God,
I kind of have like family drama going on everywhere.
You're so childish, bro. All you want is skanky high school drama and then a villain.
Yeah, I want a damn superhero show. Instead, what do I have? Family Matters.
It's a good one.
It's a great show.
It's
Full House.
It's a soft reboot.
You like that? Which one do you like more, Full House or Family Matters? This is going to
Dang.
tell everybody if you're racist or not.
Jesse, one of the brothers, just texted me right now. Said, always appreciate the shout-outs, especially when Taylor is mad at us.
Oh, my God. I'm so tired of this. You know what? They do realize that we're never going to have guests on the show ever again, right? I hope that everybody realizes, Jordan's included in this, even though he came up with Booze Bag. No matter what, the guests, there's going to be no more. I just can't have it. I want to be able to hear my own voice speaking at all times. A lot of people shout at me. Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's what Michael calls, our good friend Michael, the one-player syndrome.
Yeah, you know what?
First player syndrome, sorry. You got to be first player, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I always have to be on
like,
the remote.
Yeah, you don't like to be, manhandled.
Never.
Verbally or physically.
No.
Damn.
I'm already a small guy. Don't make it worse.
So, I mean, before we even get started, I guess you could let the commercial play for a second. But
I don't want to let the commercial play. Instead, I want the build-up for every single moment of this episode, because you're going to go through every single scene, and you're going to tell me why this episode is great, because I don't think you can do it.
Dude, I think you're just being really whack.
Whack?
Whack.
You know who's whack? The Kents. You know why they're whack? Because they're just not good parents right now.
Wow.
They're only focused on themselves. Wow. Not focused on the son they have at hand, only one that's in the stomach, a.k.a. the belly. You know why? Selfish. He's blood. He's not you, Clark.
That's right. That's right. And, of course... Oh, dude, don't let it play now, bro. We got an intro. Intro first. Intro.
We've already had this intro before.
Kinda.
We have.
Kinda.
Yeah, we've had
a
this
little
intro.
bit.
By the way, I've gotten a lot, and this is the other thing that bothered me. So this intro, exact same. The scene with them all complaining in the hallway of the school, the very next scene, exact same scene. They have now done this twice. It's so weird. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean...
I'm pretty sure it's like the same, even like people that are getting upset with the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Clark's the one that throws the hissier fit when it's the interview that Chloe has to do. But this one, I guess Chloe's the one that throws the bigger fit.
Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty equal between all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give them this, though. They all have points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
They all actually have their own points. And not going to lie to you, since they all have their point together and the fact that they're all in the same class, if I'm then, fuck you, teacher.
And, yeah, so the intro, of course, he's talking about is the intro to episode 17 of season 2, Smallville, Rosetta. And can you guess what the title means?
Isn't it like the program where you're able to learn like a new language? So I'm going to assume that this would be us learning a new language, aka the kryptonite symbols. Or Krypton symbols. Or, I'm sorry, cave symbols.
That's right, dude.
I jumped the boat, a.k.a. the brothers. I jumped too far ahead. So for right now, the cave symbols.
Cave symbols, yes, indeed. And so, again, this is the Somebody Save Me podcast. The two nerds, again, Joseph and Taylor, this week with a good episode. Not just okay, it's good.
It's, okay, I give it a 6 out of 10.
7.
See, you're trying to like build this up as if it's an 8. You're even giving it a 7. Oh my god, you had me at 6.5.
Good episode. That can be a 7.
It's a 6.5.
Nah, 7.
Look at it this way.
Maybe even 7.2.
If you looked up Rotten Tomatoes, 65% out of 100, you'd probably still go and see that movie.
Maybe.
Oh,
I'd have to be
come
told.
on. Oh,
I'd have to be
come
told.
on.
It depends also the type of movie.
I think Aquaman is ranked around 65%. God, you know what? Aquaman 2, that better be great. And I'm talking death to Mera. I'm talking death to the family, all done by Black Manta himself. I just want some comic accurate, or let's have it where Black Manta and Mera fight to the death while Aquaman is chained, having to save his baby, and then he cuts off his own arm or his hand, and we do it like the Justice League cartoon. We got to have some type of tie-in. It's got to be able to play out like that. Because you know what the real problem, too, is? The fact that the Shazam director, I can't remember his name because he pissed me off so much, stated that, oh, yeah, we don't know when Black Adam and Shazam are going to fight against each other.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you mean that you don't know? What do you mean that this is not a plan or that this is not in the works? And you know what? This is the real problem with The Rock being Black Adam. Black Adam's not a superhero, but it's because it's The Rock. Let's make him a superhero. He's such a big star. The Rock would be better as a villain for this role. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to turn him into like a hero. I think they're going to have like the jokey humor. They're going to make him turn a light side. And they're going to show you a side of Black Adam that doesn't exist. DC, just stop. Just give me what I deserve.
Man, you had that pent up and
Man, there's a lot of it's because with Comic-Con being last week and then having to hear about all of Marvel's announcements and then having to listen to DC's announcements, which, by the way, nothing.
Dope, right?
Like, yeah. And by the way, do you even look at their animated movie list? You know what it states? There's 8 movies. Batman, Catwoman, Batman, Catwoman, Batman, 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 Batman. Stop. Like.
No. To saturate the hell out of Batman.
What the hell, dude?
Saturate.
It's DC's announcements were so disturbingly bad.
Dude, they're so good.
They're so not. And it just remake Smallville. Or you know what? Re-release Smallville with the deleted scenes added into the episodes. Have it the fan episodes like they do with The Office on Peacock. Do that with Smallville and re-release it on HBO Max. Dude, I would watch that. I would be all about it.
We're already watching it, dude.
No, with the deleted scenes added.
No, but like we're watching it.
No. With the deleted scenes added.
You know, I was looking it up while you were talking, and Rosetta got a 9.1 on IMDb.
I'm gonna puke. Oh my god.
So
all right.
I think it's safe to say that it's a great episode.
I'm so mad at you.
Woo! 9.1. Yo, that's like one of the highest rated ones on here for this season.
I think it's only because we have our man in this episode, aka the original Superman. That is the only reason why this isn't going to be rated that high.
We don't get another 9 rated episode until the last episode, which is The Kiss.
No, why are you spoiling things for me?
You knew that. That's the last episode.
Yeah, but I forgot. You even mentioned it
Oh
before.
my
I forget. Now you're reminding me of these things. See what you do.
Remember what you forgot?
No, see, I never remember what I forgot.
Dude, you know, whatever, man. We got to start getting into it. But again, follow us on Twitter. Somebody save _me. I'm tired of no one talking shit to Taylor because it gives him something to do. Make him do something.
It's because all I do is talk shit to Joseph.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. I gave him a platform to do it on, and it's like, but you do be posting some funny stuff. Like, what was the one recently for Prodigal? It was like, imagine a son with hair.
When your father meets his son with hair. Dude, it's great.
And he's just looking at him like hands on cheeks, like he's just in awe.
I just love Lex's like pose. Oh,
you do. He's so sad,
I
bro.
wish that was me.
It's like, damn it, why did I find this dude?
I did this.
Yeah, but again, follow us on there. Talk shit. Again, we got the video platform eventually coming out. We'll probably do it season 3. Maybe we'll think about it.
Well, they have to see the room.
They need to see this room. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll only record in this room. Mine's not cool.
Yeah. People are gonna be disappointed
unless we record on the balcony.
Yeah. Oh God.
20 stories up. Hey, yo, check this wind out.
I'm gonna be so scared.
Let your warm hands break right through, dude. All right. So, intro to this episode, as we were talking earlier, it's kind of a repeat. I believe, what was it, the first one? Pilot? I don't think it was pilot.
No, because it wasn't pilot, but it was the one with Lana of him going into her bedroom.
That's right. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So I remember. Oh yeah. So we're basically getting this kind of like bird's eye view through the eyes, first person, where we're flying through the clouds, we're flying through the fields, and now we're flying into the cave. Or I don't know if we're flying still at this point. It looks like we're kind of walking.
We are for sure flying. This is the exact scene from that episode in season 1. I think it was like episode 3 or something.
And so now we get a view close up of the cave symbols, writings, whatever. And it's the one that has the keyhole of the spaceship in there. And so who do we see now? Clark, who is flying. He is floating in the cave. He's reaching out for the wall where the key slot is. And he's just like, oh, this feels good. Hey, that clay's going to rub off on your clothes, man.
Yeah, well, according to Pete and Chloe, you need to get off those symbols. Clark's just allowed to put his hand all over them. Yeah, talk about grease. Ruining it.
Yeah, all that farmer grease.
Yeah, wait, farmer grease, is that a thing?
I don't know.
Maybe he just had a burger or something.
I just assume they're dealing with sludge all the time.
So I do have to pause real quick here. Did you think this scene was real?
What do you mean?
Did you think that this was actually happening, or did you believe, just like the episode of season 1, that this was a dream scene?
Already assuming. Well, it's hard for me because I know he can't fly.
No, I'm not saying what you know. Let's try to say what your thought is.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Would you have thought this was real, or would you have thought that this was a dream?
No, a dream.
Okay.
Something. It's something along the lines of a dream. Maybe just daydreaming or whatever. But yeah, because Clark, it's like you get all these episodes, it's like, oh, we're flying all of a sudden. So that's where it's already tipping me off as a general viewer. Like, okay, this may be not real. And then, of course, the whole key thing. I mean, we knew they had it, but remember, John said he hid it.
I'm with you all the way here, except for one thing, and that we'll get to. But Clark is now reaching out. He put the key inside of the hole. He is now touching it. Big flash, bright light. All of a sudden, we are now seeing Clark. He looks to be passed out in the middle of the road. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like Route 30, Route 6.
They clarified Route 8.
Route 8. I was close with the 6. But so
yeah, we
have a
sports
Porsche
car. Yeah, Porsche
speeding down Route 8, where all of a sudden Clark reaches his hand out as if the bright light is going to hit him. Turns out, guess who's in the car?
How convenient.
Lex Luthor. What was he doing? What is he doing this
nightly
late?
Stroll with a suit on.
Nightly stroll with his suit on.
That's
How
right.
late is this? Because obviously whenever we get to the next scene, it's going to be daytime, saying that Clark was just dropped off by Lex. So this is about what, 4:30 a.m.?
It has to be.
And he looks at Clark like, what the hell are you doing? Lex?
Well, actually, I don't know. High schooler, farm life. He's in bed probably by like 10 o'clock, bro.
Well, I'm
like
just
on a
saying
normal
what time
night
it is
instead of
now.
stalking the graveyard or anything like
That's
that.
what I mean, is that, come on, we've seen him before being out this late. Lex being out this late is the more questionable one. But I do want to just say this.
What if it's like 2 a.m.?
I think the scene's real, by the way.
You thought the cave one was real?
Now I do. Because of the scene with him waking up.
You know, that's a good point because, I mean, in that first episode when he does have the dreaming of flying over Lana, he wakes up landing on his bed.
Yes.
And broke it. So that means subconsciously he can fly.
Yes.
His true inner Kryptonian.
His sleepwalking is sleep flying.
Yeah, sleep
Yes.
flying. Dude, good point because, yeah, at that point, it's like he was flying towards the cave, I think, probably at that point. But then that dream ended and he wakes up and falls down.
Yes. I just think that there is a moment in that where it's all real. And when I first saw it, to your other point, which is why I bring this up, completely thought it was a dream. Even me being first time, because again, I forget a lot of things when it comes to these episodes. Not anymore now, but when it came to back then, I did not remember him putting the key and him waking up in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's like, okay, he is able to sleep fly.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I would totally buy that too. And it's really cool because they even clarify that, yeah, he was probably flying because we'll go to it in a second. But also, I wish they actually clarified, like, let me see his feet. How dirty are they? Like, is he walking that much?
By the way, his feet look pretty clean from what I could see.
Yeah, it looked like he was fresh out of bed.
Yes. That's why I'm going back to the real problem here. What was Lex doing? Can we go back to that, please? Because I need to know. There was no female with him. There was no person with him. There was no phone call. What was Lex doing?
Wait, now that I think about it, because the next scene we have coming up is that Clark's getting dropped off, obviously,
Yes.
and it's morning now.
It's morning. That's what I mean.
So,
It's got to be 4:30. This is cemetery time.
nah, I think it was more like 6 a.m.
What was Lex doing at 6 a.m.?
He is a working man.
Driving in his suit?
He owns his own company.
Okay, so he's up driving around that early. I'm not believing
He's
this.
probably on his way to work.
His work is in his office.
You're thinking too deep into it.
I'm just questioning where the man was. That's all I'm doing.
So we get to the next scene.
Can I
finally, daylight savings.
Okay, yeah, we gotta get to the daylight savings time, but I do gotta say this. Clark is so dumb in this one scene. I'm not gonna say he's high in this episode. I love him in this episode.
He's really good in this episode.
He actually is fantastic. This scene though, you're working on a farm. It's bright out. Dude, your parents are so up. What are you even talking about? You live on a farm.
It's like the sun is out. You know they're up.
You know John has already put on 2 pots of coffee.
And so he comes in trying to sneak in, and they're like, Clark, we've been looking for you. So obviously it's been hours. They notice that he's not in bed.
Couldn't he speed up into his room really quickly and they wouldn't be able to see?
Yeah, he's dumb. This is a 15-year-old for you, bro. Oh my god, I hope they don't catch me. Also, I just want to point out to the audience, they will notice that it does say special appearance by Christopher Reeve. So we get Christopher Reeve in this episode.
The man himself.
The man himself. The man of tomorrow, bro,
Yes.
as Chloe will say later. But Christopher Reeve obviously is the OG Superman from the OG films. 1, 2, 3. You know Annette O'Toole was in the one with Richard Pryor?
Oh, really?
Martha? Yeah.
Oh, so that's the one that she's then appearing in.
Yeah. Lana Lang, bro.
Oh.
Annette O'Toole plays Lana Lang. Back to the scene. We have Clark coming in. We had Christopher Reeve special guest starring, and yeah. So basically, John is kind of a little fed up here. He's like, "Dude, you've been acting weird all week. What's the deal? Talk to us. Like it looks like something's out on your mind."
Yeah, this is the first time where, not the first time, but this is one of those moments where I think Clark is wanting to hide these type of things from his parents because he's not wanting them to tell him to stop. And that seems to be their kind of
cautious.
It's just
Too
what they
cautious.
always do. And no matter what, it just seems like it's going to be a no matter who he talks to, mom or dad. So he really does turn around and he's just kind of saying, hey, I was out, but for the past few days I have been
having this dream. But this morning I woke up on the middle of Route 8. And of course, Martha's like, "How'd you get there?" Clark's just, "I don't know. Lex almost hit me with this car." And then of course, John's triggered. Lex. And then of course, I just told him I was sleepwalking, but I'm not sure how much walking was involved. So that obviously indicates to them again, because they keep dropping in. It's like, okay, we think Clark can fly.
Well, and what Clark's even explaining is that it's the same
cave.
dream of him being able to fly, and it's always him arriving inside of the cave. And what is it for? Clark thinks that it's him being able to have some type of answers. Jonathan immediately is questioning answers. What do you mean? Well, whenever I arrive there, I put inside the key, and a big bright light appears.
And my dream ends.
Well, Clark, listen. You dreaming about that putting the key inside of the rock, you don't know what's going to happen, so let's not do that, idiot.
And of course, he's already telling him it's too dangerous. And then Clark is getting upset because, why are you so afraid of me to find out? The cave could have answers for me, like my origins, like things like that. And of course, he's upset. I got to get dressed for school because Clark is responsible.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
For me, I actually thought that Jonathan and Martha were crossing a little bit of lines here, considering it's a dream. The guy's already freaking out because he doesn't know why he's waking up in the middle of the street.
It's like that typical scenario where the wife or the girlfriend has a dream of their spouse or significant other cheating on them, and they wake up angry.
Oh, yeah, that happens to me every single morning now. I'm not sure what's going
I had
on.
a dream you
but
cheated on me with this girl, so I hate you for today.
Yeah, I feel like that's going along with me only because whenever I talk about Lana and Chloe, for some reason it just builds up like a reaction from the wife. I don't know what it is. I think it's called jealousy. But I talk about these women quite a bit, so I think there's something to it.
Could be. So we, of course, got them thinking, like, wow, yeah, maybe I'm being a shitty parent right now. And so Martha and John look at each other kind of like in almost regret in a way. Like, damn, I wish we could have had that conversation better.
Disagree. There's no regret whatsoever. Instead, it's a look of, you know what? We probably should beat him so that he doesn't go and look for those answers to the cave.
The deleted scene.
The
The deleted scene was that they looked at each other. Get the belt.
Get the belt. Go get that belt.
Get the belt, damn
You
it.
still got that kryptonite belt? I don't know. Pete took a rock from it.
What? And so next scene, we come back to Frederick Walden walking in to the mansion, Lex's office. And Lex, of course, gets a call from the State Preservation Office, whatever it's called, and told them
that he was going to cut a piece out of the cave and take it with him.
That Walden was going to do that.
And Lex immediately goes, no.
There's no way he'd do that without my say-so.
Walden, that wasn't true, right?
And he comes in there and he just smirks like, I gotta basically take it out and take a sample. I gotta dissect it.
Yeah, maybe if you were a 19th century imperialist, that's something that you would do. Walden, I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate this guy.
This guy sucks.
This guy is such a big piece of crap because everything that he says is so smug. Everything that he says, he feels he's just always right. That because he has all of these PhDs.
Dude, his ego's crazy. His ego is crazy.
Just only because he can decipher symbols is the reason why he's able to act like this. But he even calls Lex paranoid, saying that he's overreacting on something that he's doing. And Lex even questions, give me a reason why I shouldn't fire your ass right now. Because you did not tell me what you were planning on doing, a.k.a. cutting a piece out of the damn cave.
Something I own, you know?
What piece do you think he was going to cut out of it? Do you think it was the place for the key?
I would do that.
I would do it too.
Like when you have something like that there, yeah, give me that piece.
Give me
because everything else just looks like paintings.
Exactly.
Yeah, just looks like paintings.
Give me the piece where there's symbols along with something that can fit inside.
Yeah, because if you look at that, you're thinking this is a door.
Yeah.
Or some type of door, maybe just a chest or something, you know? Like, it's definitely something locked.
And that's why I'm thinking that maybe Lex actually thought that that's what the area he was going to take, and that's why we're having this type of reaction from him.
Kind of pissed about it.
Because, yeah, why would you take anything else? You're not going to want the cave painting.
No, I'll tell you what he's pissed about is that...
he thinks it's Lionel?
No. Well, yeah. But...
That's what I thought
No, the thing was that he wasn't informed, you know? He was given the low ball here.
Because Lionel?
Sure. And so, yeah.
Daddy issues.
And so Lex is basically going on, let me fire you. But Walden's like, well, I might have a breakthrough. Well, is the breakthrough going to translate these symbols? It's hard to say since I won't get the sample back to my lab. Okay, we're getting smug again.
Who tipped off the state? He's now asking Lex the question as if Lex has any type of thought to respond. Why would he?
Yeah, there's no reason he would tip off the state because of that. So, of course, Lex gets asked that question and says, well, there's like some charity trying to... Well, the state is threatening to revoke my custodial management of the cave.
There's another foundation chomping at the bit in order to get the access to the caves.
It's like a bidding war right now. And so he thinks by his instincts, it's his dad doing it.
Well, let's also be honest here. When it comes to a natural cave such as that, where there would be those symbols in order... Whatever the symbols are, whether they be Native American, whether they be something else... You wouldn't want a businessman to have that. You would actually want like an actual preservation place to be able to take care of the cave to make sure that nobody's going to go inside of it, aka be able to throw raves. Maybe that's why they're wanting to take the caves away from you, Lex, because you were experimenting with raves.
Hey, remember that parasite that was from the cave that you took out and made everyone crazy?
By the way, he still has it.
You made that boy Travis kill himself off a 3-foot balcony.
I think we have a lot of evidence to go off of to say you probably shouldn't own it anymore.
Hey, Lex, let's not have it with you again.
I don't think you should allow it. Lex, though, immediately turns to Walden. Guess what, though? You have 3 days to be able to do this.
Yeah, bro. Get out of here.
Walden, for the first time, does not have the smug look, except has the defeated look saying, shit, he may have gotten me.
Damn, good move, Lex. I knew I wasn't as smart as you. Like, come on, bro.
Hey,
can't come at Lex like
you
that.
know what I want to go to? Skateboarding in the hallways of Smallville High, because that's what I do in high school. This is an alternative school. That's the only place that would do this.
Am I watching like an episode of Rocket Power or something?
If we were, then they should be Race Across New Zealand, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. I could go in on that. Such a good movie.
Oh, man. So,
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so the scene, and like how you repeated the intro is almost the same. We go to the scene.
Yes.
We're talking about a family tree project that everyone has for this class. And so, of course, Pete's like so happy about it. He's like, "Man, what's the big deal? It's like it's like so easy. It's your family. You just get the names down."
Right off the bat, you and I should realize, and same thing with our audience here. You have the Scooby-Doo gang here. Clark, Lana, Chloe, Pete. All coming out of this English class. This teacher, they have a lot of problems with his
English
assignment.
or history? This has to be a history project.
Really? For Family Tree? Wait, they have English and history together? Come on, you don't have that many classes with all of your Scooby-Doo gang.
I mean, that's just 2, bro.
That's a lot. What was it, 7 periods? Wait, no, this high school's 4 periods in the day, dude. That's half.
Well, was it like it back then?
Yeah. What do you mean back then? It's early 2000. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm standing by my premise.
Still, that's still 8 classes, bro. So A days, B days. You have 4 each, and so
all right, maybe they get 1 a day. All right,
Yeah,
fine.
come
Maybe they
on,
get 1 a
dude.
day. Either way, we'll say that it's one of those classes. They come out, they're complaining because it's a family tree assignment. Pete then starts going on saying, "Hey, well, this is going to be easy. Lana, Clark, Chloe." Chloe has already had emotional response to her mother leaving.
Mother abandoned her. Yep.
Lana has already talked about how, guess what? I just found my new dad, so you know what? I don't know what's really going on in my life.
Hey, Pete, guess what? Real parents, dead. New dad, check.
Evil stepmom that hates me? Double check.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Clark, what about you? You're adopted. You don't even know your family tree. Pete, you're kind of looking like an asshole, and usually I'm on your side. You're my guy, but you look awful.
Yeah. He's just really just being ignorant to his friend's situations.
He tells him, what are you worked up about?
He's like, well, there's so many variables here, Pete. And then that's where she goes off the list. Chloe does. And then even Lana chimes in. It's like, hey, what if your biological father comes back into the family? And then and Clark's just, I love Clark because he's just being a smartass. He doesn't really care that much.
He doesn't.
No, and he's just adding to the list like, hey, what if you're adopted?
By the way, it's because for once Lana and Chloe aren't yelling at him, so he's having the heat taken off him.
Wow, this is a good day. This is a good day.
Hold on, they're yelling at Pete?
I need to sleepwalk more.
Sleep fly.
Yeah, sorry. We need to sleep fly more.
Pete now decides to be a bigger asshole, and before he leaves the room,
it's like, sorry, is it my fault that I'm part of a nuclear family? Whatever, like, obviously meaning that it's like, we're chill.
I thought nuclear meaning like the best type of family. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought he meant
what does that mean? Like,
I thought he meant it where it's such a big explosion or such a big thing, like a better thing than what you have. I thought he was further spitting on the orphans. I thought that's exactly what he was doing here.
I hate orphans.
I kill them.
Kill orphans.
Pete should have been a villain.
He would hate Bruce. He would hate Bruce so much.
Whoa, wait, rich and an orphan? Oh, that's 2 strikes and you're out.
You know Lex? I hate you. My whole family hates you, actually. So.
And you have hair?
Oh, God. God, get away from me.
Oh, yeah, exactly, because this is what even Chloe makes the comment.
So, yeah, pretty much the whole argument was that Pete just has a long family line that's all been in Smallville forever. The Jurassic era, as she said. So, of course, Pete leaves.
And now we have where they go, well, let's all plan together, us three, on
Go to
us
the
working
town
on the
tomorrow.
project, because they really should be working together.
I love this moment.
Clark immediately starts groaning in pain here. He is screaming. I describe it more as a shriek, and I was hoping Shriek would be coming in here, like from Batman Beyond.
Like the sound effect?
Like, yeah, like it was just like blaring in like your eardrums, like making it burst in a way. I was hoping that, yeah, it was a Batman Beyond villain. But going back, that now Clark is just having that pain inside of his head, freaking out. Both Lana and Chloe, instead of being concerned friends, say, what the hell's wrong with you? Stop doing that, weirdo.
They look at him in pure disgust.
Like they are saying, get out.
It's like, Clark doesn't like that idea. What's wrong? It's like, we hear nothing. They're just so lost, confused, even kind of smiling at this point. And then Clark is like, his head looks like he's about to burst.
Well, he goes back to it. It starts going again back to him with the buzzing and the shrieking sound. And he's like, that sound. Well, apparently you're the only one, because we don't hear anything, freak. Once again, goes back to it. He starts, it's getting worse. It's not going away this time. He's needing to leave the room.
He leaves the whole ass
Chloe and Lana are not concerned, and it bothers me. I have to pause it. What the fuck?
Dude, I mean, how bothered would you be if you're like with them? It's like, I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Okay, it's this, and by the way, I'm sorry to get like this, but this is a true thing that always happens. It reminds me of Survivor, where the girl had a bug crawl in her ear, and she she started freaking out like that. So that's where, as a friend, my mind would go be like, okay, we got to really get this fixed. You okay? Let's go to the hospital. Lana and Chloe are laughing at him. They are laughing at him, being like, get over it.
Well, we know they secretly hate Clark.
They both do.
Yeah.
Nobody is worried.
That's why they teamed up.
It pisses me off.
You hate Clark as much as I do. We should be sisters.
You want to live together?
Yeah.
Pillow fights.
And so Clark runs back to the barn. It looks like his head is still ringing, and he hears it again. And of course, it's luring him to the ring. Or the ring. The key.
To be honest with you, I like where your mind is at, because I kind of made that comparison in my notes. Is this like the Ring of Sauron here?
Dude.
Is it calling to him, where it also makes people crazy, a.k.a. Lex, a.k.a. what we see later on in the episode?
Dude, that's crazy, yeah.
It reminds me in a way of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And of course, Clark doesn't know what he's getting into here. He's like, oh, it's the key. And so it's glowing yellow.
But yeah, yellow, orange, bright light going on. Clark is freaking out, and the buzzing finally stops the moment he picks it up. It is now, in a way, a sense of relief for the guy.
And this is our first glimpse of, we're going to get so much alien shit now, bro. This is what I live for on this.
I know, and it's going back to what I was even stating earlier that I did not like about the episode is the fact that I don't have a villain. But the reason why I don't have a villain is I have more
all about
alien.
Clark, baby.
It's all about this, where we're getting more backstory. He finally takes the key, though, and goes to the cave. And he says, screw my parents.
Dude.
I'm going to put this in the hole where it belongs.
Wouldn't you, bro?
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
tired
do
of
this in a
listening to
heartbeat.
people.
I
Yeah.
would do this in a heartbeat.
I found it. It's mine. I'm going to go put it. Clark remembers from the dream how the symbols are going to be able to match.
And dude, he lines it up with the symbols on the wall, and it just snatches out his hand because it's in the correct way to be inserted. And it reminds me of Man of Steel, because Zack Snyder put that little thing in there as well, where if like the thing wasn't lined up perfectly, it wouldn't, I guess, initiate or blow up.
Schneider had every single character from Smallville in that movie. So I'm going to believe everything that he did in that movie. I wish there was a director's cut of Man of Steel where it was 3 or 4 hours and it was just like so many Smallville Easter eggs.
Oh my
just
God.
Non-stop.
Just keep giving me the flashbacks.
Just Smallville, Pete, Smallville.
Yo, what if they made like a weird skit where they basically recreate an episode of Smallville, and it's just the Man of Steel cast.
And it's with the Scooby-Doo gang with Chloe, Lana, and Pete, and Clark.
And I guess they'd have to get a new Lana, or they get Kristen back for it.
Yeah, I mean, let's
looks
get
the
all the
exact
characters back. Let's get one of them out of prison for it.
Yeah. Yeah, pro bono. Pro bono work only.
It's like Goku, where he gets one day out of heaven. All right. Yeah, right?
Out of heaven. Yeah. And so, so that key snatches into the wall, and now the writings are glowing.
And yellow, blue, and red
The symbols
is how
on
it
the
lines
key
up.
are all colored that way in a key, I guess a color pattern. And all of Superman's colors, of course, see red, yellow, and blue. And then the cave is lit up now and rotating.
It's rotating as if it's a clock where it starts to open up into a diamond shape, the key.
Like the Superman crest. That's what it looks like.
Yes, I compared it more to a diamond because we're not there yet.
Yeah, it does look like... Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the bright light then shoots out, starts going through his chest. I think when I first saw this scene, because it's all the three lights going through him, Clark is spazzing out. Looks like that he has a seizure going on. He is floating in the air. It's more of a poltergeist type of scene. He is going crazy. I thought that it was more of granting someone access. Like it's testing your DNA to see who you are to make sure you're allowed to be here.
Yeah, you are.
I thought that's what it was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that's what the cave was originally doing in that. What we find out later is different. That was my thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar, though.
Not really.
No, because... Watch. Okay,
We'll get into it, because again, it's later on.
Yeah, so basically, it looks like some poltergeist shit over here. Clark is getting just railed with the bright light, and Clark just wakes up. He blacked out, and of course, Lex finds him again, passed out. And of course, Lex is concerned. He's like, dude, are you okay? What are you doing down here?
He's like, Lex, what happened? I don't know. You tell me, Clark.
I love that. Clark wakes up like, Lex, what happened? It's like, what are you talking about?
Clark is, of course, trying not to reveal his poker face, decides to look over Lex's shoulder into the spot where
honestly, it'd be kind of hard to not look because you just woke up and blacked out. The last thing you saw was the wall, bro, and it just started shooting through you.
That's fair.
I would really want to look at where the wall is now.
Okay, so I have to just pause it and rewind it 2 seconds here because, Joseph, I need you to explain to me his excuse. Because Clark's excuse when Lex asks him is what?
I was finishing up some work for Dr. Walden.
Dr. Walden hates Clark.
Why? Yeah, what work are you doing for him?
Whoa.
I mean, I know Clark has access, but would he let him do work?
By the way, this is let go immediately, which is why I have to pause it and which is why I have to bring it up.
Yeah, is it like some weird established thing already that he does work for him?
No, it's not because
like Lex, on the side, though, without explanation?
Lex brings it up later saying you need to work together. So no, right now... This is all a blatant lie. Why would he ever believe this, Clark, when the guy works for him and he could just ask?
I don't know.
I
figured I'd do it while I was quiet. And then...
Hey, Joseph, you know what my excuse is? My girlfriend died here. I'm going to stick by that for at least 5 years.
I was sleeping with Kyla. That's what I was doing here, Lex. You happy? You happy that I was sleeping with her?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
He like looks at the wall. He's like, "It's not there." Yeah, I was sleeping here because of Kyla. I'm out of here. See ya.
You know why I look at that wall? Whenever I see that wall, somehow I think Kyla's coming out of there, and we're able to lay together. This is why I come here, Lex, because all I want to do is to be able to see her.
I want to be her Naman.
That's all I have to say.
So yeah, it's a poor excuse, very poor excuse. And so next thing I know, you're waking me up. And so
Lex the guard says he heard an explosion.
Yeah, what the hell? An explosion? What the hell was that? What did happen? And of course,
Dr. Walden comes out from behind. Exactly how are you able to get around the security guard is what I want to know, Clark.
Yeah, what's your secret, Mr. Kent? And then Lex is like, dude, back off.
You know what my immediately thought would be? Oh, obviously Clark wasn't down here to work for him.
Yeah.
Which is why that excuse I want to go back to because it's never mentioned again and it bothers me.
Hey, yo, Clark lies to Lex a lot this episode.
This is such a bad lie, though.
He's like, I'm okay. I need to get some air. Get away from me.
Lex immediately starts trying to run after him, says, Clark, look, I know you're lying to me. Just tell me what's going on. Clark is saying, listen, I'm fine. Stop worrying about me. You're starting to sound like my parents. Okay, well, Lex has a little bit of a point here. Since he did find him on Route 8. There's a little bit of a point where Lex, in my opinion, in this scene, I want the audience to just quote me on this scene, I think he's being a concerned friend.
Yeah, he tells him, I don't want you to be down here by yourself. This is the second time I found you unconscious,
Passed out.
not knowing what happened. You need to actually probably go get checked out, bro.
This is the first time where I don't think there's an alternative motive. Instead, I'm like, Lex actually is looking out for you right now.
Yeah, and Clark's just like, it's okay, I'll be fine. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help. It's like, what? What help?
Walden starts freaking out. And why would you ever let him down here? Walden, I need you to cool your jets. And I need you to worry about your own stuff because, yeah, by the way, you remember that deadline of 3 days? You still got that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Walden does say, why are you sticking your neck out for him all the time? He's obviously lying about what he's saying. And so Lex is like, yeah, probably, but let me worry about it.
But still, I would just go back to his girlfriend died in the caves.
Oh, I know you love this scene.
Or his girlfriend died who introduced him to the caves. Oh my God.
I know you love this scene. You just let it ride. Let it ride, man. Go ahead.
So what we have now is a next scene
At the torch.
Mm-hmm. My favorite place, of course. Chloe is at her computer. She is working. Lana then walks in saying, hey, are you wanting to work on the project? I need to use the computer. Chloe says, you know what? I was just finishing up. I will see you later. I will see you at the house. Lana says, thank you. I am now going to be able to use your computer. Chloe leaves. She then opens up her email. Lana does. And Lana is now going through the emails. And she clicks on the family tree assignment. I'm not going to lie to you, Joseph. I'm not going to lie to you. This has to be an alternative high school because the assignment is father. Put in his name. Mother. Put in her name.
Well, no, the project is they actually have to research this shit.
There's a fill-in-the-blank space as if it's like your first cousin. Your second cousin. This is horrible assignment. This is child assignment.
Dude, they have to just...
And obviously what Chloe tells us...
The research part is the project.
Yeah, obviously what Chloe tells us that we can make up the people in the family tree. So Lana is then downloading that file for the assignment. She is going back to the downloads where she happens to see a file that says...
CK.
All right. It says Clark's project underneath it.
Yeah.
If I saw CK above it, I would just think Clark Kent's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think anything else. Which, I would never click on it.
It's only above it, so it's definitely something entirely separate.
That would be, though, for Clark, in my opinion. It wouldn't be...
Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. No, anyone could decipher that.
Why wouldn't she click on his project?
That's true.
That's what I'm
There's
saying.
more in the project.
All right, thank you. But she clicks on it that says CK. She smiles. She thinks it's going to be something good. Maybe Clark wrote a
Oh,
poem.
yeah. She's like curious.
Yeah, right.
Like her eyes widen a little bit, and she clicks it open, and my God. How pathetic is your woman, huh?
Oh, my God. She's not my woman this season. I do not claim her at all this season.
Chloe. So she opens it
Damn
up,
it.
and it's the prom. Or no, it's the
spring formal.
The spring formal
Photos.
dance. And photos. It's photos of them two only, Chloe and Clark.
This looks like somebody finding somebody's porn folder and being like, oh no, put it back, put it back.
And so
Chloe walks in.
oh my God, Chloe walks in, and let
What
me
are
tell you
you
about an
doing?
overreaction. Let me tell you about an overreaction.
Yeah.
So I guess you have no regard for personal privacy, huh? So you decided to snoop around?
Lana is immediately freaking out. She's now looking very sad, very distraught. Stands up. Chloe, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do what you think I meant. And you know what? Chloe says, don't even look at me.
Don't look at me like that. And of course, Lana's like what? And Chloe's like I'm some lovesick loser who's trying to hold on to something that she's never had.
Finally, you admit it, Chloe. You never had it. So you know what? Stop it. I'm tired of this. You're better
this
than
is your
this.
woman.
Stop it. You're better.
You love her so much.
I do, and yet can I get the worm back? Give me the
Dude.
parasite. I want the parasite because she was happy then. Now she is going back to her feelings with Clark that do not exist. Lana is now feeling bad. Well, if you had these feelings for Clark, maybe you should tell him. You know what, Lana? I did. Last episode, he was passed out. And I told him my feelings while he was passed out. Because that's when people listen to me.
And guess what name he said in his delirium? The only name. One word. Lana.
But you know what? This isn't about valuing. This isn't about Clark and you. This is about valuing my privacy. Huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
This office and everything is now off limits.
Hey. Value and privacy. Coming from Chloe.
Yeah. Chloe.
Privacy.
Who invades privacy even later on this episode.
You mean where she finds random stalker people that claim to be your mother and then introduces them and says it's not a big deal, but she also turns out to kind of be a serial killer?
Yeah.
Good friend.
The greatest. The greatest friend. I wish she was better, actually.
She really does then claim, though, to Lana, I just poured my heart out to Clark, and you know what the only name he could muster up was? Lana. The guy was passed out. If I'm Clark, I'm even sitting there, what did I do? Like, I have no idea where these feelings are coming from with her, and that's why I hate her in this season. She doesn't make sense.
Dude, she's so bad.
She's so awful.
That's your girl, though.
Let's go to the Clark barn.
Yeah, so we have some hay stacks getting loaded up into the car, and of course, John and Clark just catching up, asking how he's been, and then of course, Clark's like, whatever. You know?
Well, now let's get into the real where John is just the biggest dick on planet Earth.
Well, Clark asked how Mom's feeling with the baby and all.
Yeah, well, you know what? She is doing great. Going to a doctor's appointment today. Clark, when can we actually tell people? I'm really excited. Why does she want to keep this a secret? You know what? As soon as your mother is ready, Clark, we're going to be able to tell everybody. But don't worry. This is a secret we're all going to be happy to share. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You piece of shit. You said to Clark, this is a blood child that we're all going to love and talk about to the town. You're just an adopted one that we found that we didn't want to talk about to anybody. Why don't you just stay in your cellar, Byron? What the fuck, John?
No, John's really cool.
What? Yeah.
This will be a cool secret to share with everyone.
Thank God Clark is wonderful in this episode, and he goes...
And he says, yeah, the baby's lucky. How sad.
He says it with a smile, though, and because he...
But it's still sad.
Don't worry. Hey, son, I didn't mean it to sound that way. How did you mean it to sound, John? How did you mean that to sound?
Wow, you're really mad.
Put that in a good way.
You're very mad at John.
What an asshole.
Having this child is going to be a big adjustment for all of us, but it doesn't change how we feel about you, Clark.
Just remember, you're not blood. God, oh my Lord.
Hey,
John is so bad.
Notice that John only helped out with just some of the haystacks. And then he's like, all right, gotta go now. Martha's calling me.
He helped out with 2 haystacks.
And so all of a sudden he's leaving, and then Clark starts to...
he picks up another one, but he starts hearing the buzzing sound again.
He starts to get the buzzing sound, but this time he's forced to do heat vision. And he burns it into the barn door or side of the wall, whatever that is.
Side of Clark's barn.
Yeah, and Martha and John are just like, what the hell?
Well, Martha starts freaking out, says Jonathan. Jonathan then turns around. They then see that it's on fire. Clark immediately runs over to the hose. John says, don't worry, let me feel like I'm important. Starts turning the nozzle in order to release the water. Clark then sprays it because he can't
he's got it on the wrong stream setting right now.
Why couldn't he just... Yeah, he missed. He has it on mist.
No, he has it on like a straight dart, like it's really going to do
Why
a lot
doesn't,
like that.
he blow it? Why don't I get my super breath?
He clearly doesn't have that power.
Why doesn't he run in order to cause wind, in order to blow it out? Explain that to me.
Oh, he's also 15. He's an idiot.
Okay,
He
used
smokes
a hose.
a lot.
Superman is using a hose.
Dude, he smokes a lot. Okay.
You know what I want to get to, though, of Jonathan and Clark trying to put out the fire? This is my main point to the scene.
Your girl just comes
Let's get to the worst friend I've ever seen in my entire life.
Guess who gets to pull up at the most convenient time?
Well, Chloe was picking him up for
That's
school
true.
in order to take him, because when John asked him, hey, do you want a ride? He says, no, I got one from Chloe. Chloe then stops by as the boys are putting out this flame. Martha then realizes...
It's a symbol. Alien symbol.
Clark and John both realize it as well. Take a step back. Chloe, instead of being concerned, worried, or for friendship, I don't know, maybe thinking about somebody else, decides to take a photo of it because she's only thinking about the torch.
That's right.
I understand that you have made this something for 8 years, but in all honesty, you are the worst friend I've ever seen.
Bro, she just complained about privacy, all this.
just-
She just rolled up to the bar and saw something. Oh, what happened, Martha? Oh, it's just caught on fire. And looking at the symbol, oh yeah, I'm definitely taking a picture of that. So cool. And guess what I'm gonna do with it? I'm gonna post it on the front page of the torch.
Why would you ever do something like that? Because this happened at your place, Clark, and you know what? I want everybody to be able to come to see what's going on at your house.
It's really dope. Well, we can't jump too far yet.
No. This is not even me jumping. This is you even saying if she's going to obviously publish it in the torch, people are obviously going to then ask Clark questions. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. No matter what, that's going to occur. So what type of friend would do that? Especially
one that only cares about the torch.
But what are you talking about? I read the letter last episode, and she loves him so much. Remember, you're not seeing me for who I am.
You know, Chloe's honestly probably going to be the season 2 villain.
The best villain of season 2?
Yeah. Probably.
She's easily up there.
Remember, because you said Lionel last season because that man's the kingpin.
And she has caused the most chaos this season easily. And this is where I really do have to bring it up. It's kind of going to save it, but I'll put it now. Chloe's the reason this season Lana and Clark can't be together.
Yeah.
She, for example, in this episode, everything Lana does, it's like this, Joseph. Just be with her. Just go ahead. Just be with her. It's fine. I'm going to be fine. We can be friends. Just go.
Yeah. Chloe's pathetic.
Yeah. This season.
She learned it from Pete.
Pete's the greatest.
Okay.
Maybe not Pete. This episode. John, though, we're going back to the
John patched it up. He basically put some
plywood
over the symbol so they could hide it. And then
Clark
Martha says to Clark that, like, yeah, I just convinced her it was a prank. God, you're so dumb. Chloe's not going to buy anything anyone is saying.
But Martha's just trying to be a mom because Clark is worried, saying, you know what, it's okay. You have some new abilities.
Can't always control them.
It's going to take some time to get used to them. But the problem that Clark actually has...
Like, there's nothing uncontrolled about this. It's a symbol from where I'm from.
And it's a clean symbol, by the way. There's no, faulty lines in the symbol.
Yeah.
It's a completely controlled heat vision. Yeah, you made this on purpose.
Yeah. And it means hope. That's what this symbol means now. It means hope. So, the S is not going to mean hope in this one.
Martha and John both say, though, how do you know this? Now let's get to Angry John.
Yeah, so ever since I put the key in the cave wall, I've been able to read these.
What the hell Martha, get the belt. What did you do?
Wait a minute, Clark, I told you not to do that.
Were you trying to find some secrets about your past? Were you trying to find out where you came from again?
# unadopted.
Oh my God, I can't wait to have an actual blood child.
And then, and Clark just making his good argument. It's like, I really had no choice. It was calling out to me and needed me to do it. I put the key in the wall. There was a blinding light. I blacked out. I'm all right, but everything's jumbled up, man. Like,
Martha actually just concerned about Clark. John, not concerned about Clark.
Yeah. And of course, he's saying it like it downloaded me with the language in the cave walls, and now I can understand them.
But that's what I mean, is that I thought it was more of testing DNA, but it's not. It's downloading history. That's what I took out of that. And that's why I mean that I was kind of wrong with what I believed it was doing.
I still have my take on that, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll still get to that. But, and so, I don't think anything happened, but, Lex and Walden found me. And now I don't know where the key is.
I think it disintegrated, but I'm not quite sure. I kind of hate what happens to the key.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It doesn't make sense to me. I think
for example, what happens to the key, like where
it ends up,
where we find it.
Yes,
okay.
And this is why, because I want to even pause it here, just explain on why I think this. Even with it disintegrating, with it not being with Clark, doesn't make sense to me. I feel like that no matter what, the key has been calling to Clark.
Yeah.
So I felt like it would have been in his pocket or something. That no matter what, the key would always want to be with him. And if not with him, then it would be buzzing, making him go crazy, which is why he thinks it's disintegrated, because it's not doing that. Which is why I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not too crazy on that.
So John makes his argument here. We understand you're wanting to know more about your origins, but you're putting your own life in danger. And it's like, dude, it's worth the risk, the truth. And John goes, what do you mean? What's it worth? What's it worth then?
Some things are worth the risk, Dad. Like what?
Like what, Clark? And Clark just says, the truth, idiot.
John looking in with a blank stare. Martha saying, oh my God, I don't want to be here right now. Let's go to the next scene at the Talon.
Oh, the Talon. Yeah, so Clark just looks like he's writing something on the paper. He looks like he's zoned out. He's really focused, just like almost doodling maybe. And of course,
when Lana comes up behind you and says, hey, Clark, and you ignore that, guess what?
Something's wrong.
Yeah, something's up.
Something's off. Clark didn't say hi to me, and I actually hate him right now.
By the way, I just did my hair today as well for the first time, and I can't even tell you, so he should be paying attention.
And she goes, Earth to Clark, and Clark finally gets out of his little
zoned
out moment. And Lana's like, hey, I heard about the fire. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, it's cool. It's under control. And I think Chloe's writing...
he throws a shot, by the way.
Yeah, I think Chloe's probably going to write an exclusive about it.
I wouldn't know. We're kind of not talking right now.
Oh, why y'all not talking? It's like, yeah, sounds a little serious. So, with invasion of privacy, it usually is. And let me guess. You caught her looking through your stuff, huh? And she's like... Actually, vice versa. I didn't really mean to, but it kind of just happened. And of course, Clark's like, well, it'd be kind of funny if, it's kind of funny she doesn't cut you some slack about that because of what she's done.
Oh, yeah. Hey, remember that she just posted a photo of my barn that I just lit on fire where we were hoping we were going to be able to keep under wraps, but because Chloe was there, it can't be kept under wraps. But yet she's mad because somebody went through the downloads.
Yeah.
Yeah. She went through the downloads. She didn't go through Chloe's email like Clark did.
That's true.
Yeah. You want me to get back on that? Because Chloe has no leg to stand on.
Bro, that's your girl. And then...
I hate you.
And then, of course... okay, so this here... Lana really is taking it really hard for some reason.
But this is what I mean. I actually agree with her.
As much as great as Chloe and her dad are, they're still not family. I'm still not family.
How would you feel if the person you're staying... Let's say you stay at my house. Let's say orphan. You're staying in my house.
I'm an orphan.
Yes.
I hate orphans.
Now I'm not going to talk to you for 3 days. You feeling good about yourself? I'm like, no. Chloe is such a bitch. Like, I've never seen something like this where I feel so bad for Lana having to live in somebody's house where they're treating you like a piece of crap, where you already feel
not the dad, dude. Don't speak for Mr. Sullivan.
You know what? In all fairness, I don't think Mr. Sullivan is able to be there. Single dad living in that house, that community. Bro, there is money that he needs to make.
2 idiot girls.
He's not going to want to listen to their drama. He's probably zoned out himself. Going back to what I think about Lana, nobody's talking to her. Chloe is awful. I cannot stand by her this season.
You love her.
I just love this. Hey, Lana, can I tell you a secret?
Oh
my God.
Lana got so wet, bro.
Yes, you can.
She literally even just quickly smiles and is like, that would be a first.
Okay, well, this isn't really a secret. Instead, I just really need advice.
Yeah, it's not a secret at all. I've been looking into my roots and where I'm coming from, and I'm pretty close. But my parents are mad. And of course, Lana's just like, don't stop.
Then you shouldn't stop. All right, Lana, thank you.
Like, and they have a nice little moment here.
Eyes.
She feels like Clark is actually finally opening up a bit, being vulnerable in a way.
I think, okay.
And girls love a vulnerable man.
Yes.
To dominate.
By the way, with these scenes, this is going to be a long episode.
Yeah.
But I do have to say this.
So she did notice that he was doodling some alien symbols on his cave symbols, whatever, on his paper.
She did. And I do want to say this, though, going back to what you said about Secret, even though it's kind of stupid because it's more advice. But Lana always, in the past episodes, said that Clark's family was perfect.
Yeah.
And now he's showing, even in this scene, this is every day in a way.
Almost.
Yeah, there's always a fight in our household. It's not as perfect as you believe. So I guess you could consider it a secret to give Clark that, where Lana is probably going to take a bite of that apple because finally she is close to that farm boy.
So close. And then, of course, Clark's is like, oh, I gotta go. He wrapped up the paper, tried to throw it away, it landed on the ground.
Pausing real quick. Lex didn't see that, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, well, actually, I mean,
No way.
he's already pretty far in.
That's what I was really asking to think. I don't think he did. If you think that maybe he was that far into the talent in order to be able to see him throw that away, fine. I just didn't think he did.
Well, see, the thing is here, this is gonna be my argument. But, so basically, Clark runs out and runs into Lex, and it's like, oh, Lex, I can't talk right now. And so he just dips, because Lex was looking for him. He's like, oh, well, guess we're all alone now. Lana goes back to work. And then Lex notices the balled up piece of trash that Clark tried to throw away, and it's on the ground. And the only reason why I think he would notice it is because it's fucking Lex. He looks at everything, but also it's like he owns the place pretty much. Like if he saw some trash on the ground, he'd probably pick it up himself or tell someone to pick it up.
Yeah, he should have told Lana, hey, Lana, pick up that trash.
Yeah,
hey,
honestly.
litter bug. Litter bug, climb out. Climb out.
In the clown mouth. In the clown mouth. But yeah, so he picks it up, and now he has it at the mansion. He's looking. He's like, oh, God, the last thing that Lex needed to find that Clark threw away.
Actually, I think this kind of helps Lex's argument. Here's the weird thing about Lex and why I think this helps his argument. He wants Clark in the caves.
Yeah.
He wants him to be in this cave, but
I think that's why he even started to be custodian of the caves.
And he wants the doctor, though, to work with him, which goes to this scene because the Walden comes in. He's like, what are you doing? You know I'm on a tight deadline here. What the hell? Lex says, I thought this would be interesting to you. It's the symbols that Clark was able to draw. So I have a question.
Yeah.
On the sheet with the mother and the father, is that the name of his mother and father? Or is that just the symbol for mother and father? I don't have an answer. I don't even have a theory to this. I was just wondering.
I think it's gonna be I think it just means mother and father.
You think
because
that
he's I think in a way he's decrypting some type of message.
Well, and
to him.
To
And
be
so,
fair, he would
I
have been
don't think
able
they
to read it.
What?
He would have been able to read it, so he would have been able to see if it was a name.
Exactly. Because I don't even
Unless he was too zoned out.
And he would probably have a hard time even reading names. I don't even think he'd probably just think it maybe looked like gibberish to him.
Actually, I think he knows how to read names. Well, maybe he doesn't.
You know,
we'll get to it because maybe he questions
those type
it.
of names. You know, like they're gonna have the house of L or whatever, like the other ones.
You still love that House of Al.
Oh, I talk about it all the time.
But yes, going where Lex is now showing Walden. Walden is now looking at the symbols, being like, how do you even know this it means father? How do you even know this means mother? This looks like chicken scratch.
Yeah.
Who even told you this? Lex, Clark Kent.
What is it with you and this kid, Lex?
I'm a top expert in this field, and I can't even tell you what these symbols mean. And
It's gonna take years to translate. You think some farm boy is gonna do it?
Whoa. What do you mean a farm boy can't do it? We find geniuses everywhere. What are you trying to say right now? But Lex immediately then throws what? Joseph, I do have a question because everybody gives me such a hard fucking time about this. Chloe's been working on the torch for 8 years, I've always said, and you guys always make fun of me. Lex has a paper.
Why'd you rewind it so much?
It's only 10 seconds, don't worry. Because Lex hands him a paper. What article is that from? Can you tell me here?
Torch, Smallville Torch.
So the Smallville Torch is somehow released to the billionaire Lex Luthor as if it's a regular newspaper. AKA, she is competing with every local newspaper.
No. I think...
Yes.
Dude, he remember, we know he's interested in this, and they print the papers at the school, so it's not hard to believe.
Where's he getting that? Where's he getting it?
You telling me he can't just take a drive to the school and get one?
That would look really weird if he was doing that every week.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
He literally had a moment with Chloe when he first met her, like, I love what you're doing here. I like the torch.
8 years.
Dude.
She has been working on this.
Chloe isn't shit.
Her newspaper.
Chloe isn't shit.
Obviously, she is shit, which goes back to our main concern about her, is that she cares more about the goddamn paper than she does about her friendship. So, obviously, she is the real reporter here. I'm not going to take that away from her.
Dude, whatever. 8 years my ass.
8 years. She has busted her ass in order to make the Torch a very publicized report where billionaires are needing to pick it up in order to find the local real news. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe he has like a thing where they personally like mail him one from the school.
Why would he ever have... What do you mean he has a thing where he gets that?
Dude, he has funded that school with multiple things.
Also,
you telling me they wouldn't get him a piece of the newspaper?
Did you see how big that paper was, too?
That was a fat piece of paper.
Fat newspaper roll, man.
Who's reading that shit, man?
She only reports the hard facts.
Where's Clark's entry as the cafeteria menu?
It's that Pete writing the same dating article about the limo.
Dude, you know what? I bet you this is what Lex does. He'd probably be looking at that menu, and he's like, damn, that sounds good. I'm going to go there and get my paper today.
You think he is looking at the high school lunch menu
That's right.
saying, I'm going to go on Wednesday because it's enchilada day?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? Why are you saying this so confidently?
He's going on Steak Fingers Day, dude.
Steak Fingers Day?
With mashed potatoes?
It's Thursdays.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so let's go back to the Torch where Chloe is now scanning a picture, it looks like. And now Clark is running in being, hey, Chloe, I wanted to thank you for all the wackos that are now outside of my yard. And we had to call the sheriff's department in order to get them off my lawn. Because guess what? You're the best fucking friend I've ever met.
She sucks, dude. That's your girl, though. I'm going to keep saying it. That's your girl, bro.
Sorry, Clark. You have to admit, though, it's kind of intriguing. Chloe, what if it was just a KU frat party?
I'm gonna give a big boo to Chloe. Yeah, she deserves that. Like, boo, boo, boo. You're terrible, terrible friend.
Come on, Clark. It's Smallville. You know weird things happen all the times. Have you ever considered the possibility? Clark is just staring at her. And this is what Clark does. Because Clark is the man in this episode. He puts her in her place. Fine, Chloe. You need to forgive Lana, and then I'll forgive you. Because if you don't forgive her, then I won't forgive you. Because guess what? I love her. I don't love you.
Hey, I'll let it all go if you just apologize to Lana.
Why didn't I see this coming? You know why, Chloe? Because Clark is playing chess, and you're playing checkers.
God, Chloe's so stupid. Did she tell you what she was doing on my computer?
No, dude. She doesn't have to because you don't have the cleanest resume anyone has ever seen.
Dude.
What are you talking about?
It was pictures, bro. Did she tell you what she was doing? She found our pictures.
In the download.
Those are mine.
In the download section.
Yeah.
It's not even in her privacy.
Chloe's a whore.
You know what, Clark? This is the one time I don't need you to come to Lana's rescue. Well, Clark is just sitting there going, you know what? Dude. I don't know if I can deal with this right now. They're both just really mad at each other. She is now going back to her computer.
Oh, emails are filled up. Inbox, bro. You got literally so many messages, urgent as a subject, from V. Swann. And, of course, Clark has no idea who this is because they're all addressed to Clark.
Well, and that's what Chloe even said. Clark's... Okay, Chloe, it's probably like just some solicitor. Like, who the hell cares?
What is that domain, digitalwave.com?
It's probably for the Torch. I got it. That was her original paper name. Digital Wave.
You think so?
Yes.
But how would Swan here have Digital Wave too?
She's been working on it for 8 years. Obviously that he is a follower because what does he want to look for? AKA a billionaire such as Lex Luthor. Always the weird stuff. They are the same person. They always pick up the high school paper according to you.
God.
You like this?
Anyways. The email says Clark and it shows the symbol on the barn the picture, and it says hope underneath, because that is what Clark said. It is hope. And then the message types out itself. It says, I have something for you.
I love that Chloe and Clark look at each other, because Clark looks at her saying, why the hell are you here right now? And Chloe is like, I'm going to tell everyone.
Yeah, you know, it's fun. Well, I guess she could open it because it was addressed to her, but it's weird. Like, it was for Clark, and she still didn't, like, look away. Like, it's privacy. We're still, no?
No. It doesn't affect her. Again, she's allowed to do whatever she wants when it comes to privacy. That does not exist. Because now let's go back to the barn, where Clark has invited Pete over, where it looks like they're going to be snooping on a laptop as if they're searching up pornography. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's Clark wanting to send an email through Pete's laptop, because for some reason that means that Chloe could not access Clark's email on the computer at the Torch. I'm not sure how that works out overall, but we're going to let it go. Clark then starts messaging this Mr. Swann, and he starts to kind of question himself. I don't know if I should do this. What if my parents were right all along? Pete says, dude, I got basketball practice. Can I just go?
And Clark's even like, what if my parents are right? What if my parents are right? It's like, dude,
we just go.
Just do it, man. Just do it. I need to know. And of course, he sends the message, immediately gets a response from Swann, and opens the message.
A little too quick for me.
It's way too quick. There's no way. That man just, he could just be sitting on the computer just waiting for something.
He must have had that reply ready to go.
If you can read this, I have the answers you're looking for. And it's more symbols, more alien symbols that he knows, cave walls. And of course, Pete asks, what's that? He says, I'm a friend. It says, I'm a friend.
Pete looks at the symbol saying, you know what? I'm not sure if that's what that means. Maybe I'm believing Jonathan. Are you sure that you know what those symbols actually are? They go now back to the cave. Walden seems to be looking.
Investigating.
And this is what I hate.
Looking at the wall.
I hate this scene.
Why?
Because of what he finds.
So, okay. So basically he's looking around and he looks and flashes a light, and the key got lodged into the wall there, or a piece of the wall. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you about, because obviously Walden finds this. He's going to find it. He basically kind of chisels it out a bit because it's stuck in there. And, of course, he looks at it. He sees the symbols, and he's like, oh, I know these symbols. They're on the wall over there.
He immediately knows that it matches up, turns around, and says, finally, I'm going to be able to put this in the hole that it deserves to be in.
Mm-hmm. And he immediately is like, all right, cool. I'm going to put this in there. And immediately
he starts to see the symbols, matches them up, fits it in. All of a sudden, it starts shining the lights, as we have known.
Clark
the yellow,
walks in.
the blue, the red. Clark is walking in. We have, once again, the Superman diamond appearing.
The crest opens, but then this time, it takes a crazy shape. And it's like as if, unauthorized access.
That's fair.
See, this is why I wanted to save this to talk to you about. So Clark finds him. He gets knocked back to the wall from the beam of light. Clark is worried about Walden because obviously he looks like he's dead or something. Sees the key on the ground, smoking. He's like, oh shit, there's a key. So he grabs it and takes it. But with the thing, he's not that origin of where it's coming from. So when him touching it, putting it in, it's unauthorized access. The fingerprints, the DNA did not match. You're not one of us. You do not deserve this.
I guess, but the problem is their explanation in the hospital to him.
That what?
And we're going to get to it, which is why I'll hold off on why I'm still questioning it, because I do agree with you. I do agree that, yes, the symbol even changed in order to show unauthorized access. It's just I expected it, even when I watched the scene, that it was a blast at, we killed him. Oh, he's dead. They did something.
I know what you're talking about.
But then with the explanation of what the doctor states later on in the episode, that's where I got confused. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what is it then?
Well,
it could be both in a way. It's just maybe
I'm thinking
it's
both.
Too much.
I'm thinking both as well. Like, you're going to be cursed with this because you weren't authorized.
Well, it could even be like something as simple as you're not authorized is too advanced for the mind to be able to comprehend.
True.
And it was because it was such a quick beam.
Couldn't stand it like Clark, bro. Clark was up there floating, bro.
Yeah, Clark was up there for hours. See that poltergeist? He was up there.
And so with the key, so are we going to explain that? I guess that explosion with Clark originally, the key just like flew to the wall, or
Told you I don't like it.
or was the key maybe going somewhere else in the cave that it needed to go to?
No, I'm not buying that either. I'm not. Only because the key, if it was really wanting to do that, the key would be calling for somebody to do that. This is the ring. This is the Lord of the Rings here. This is it calling to you in order for it to be your master. I just don't like where the key was, because why would it be there? It could have been anywhere else, like maybe even a platform in which the key was supposed to always lie, like as like a holding.
Yeah.
But for it to just be lodged in the wall that way, I hate it. I can't lie. I hated that.
Damn.
It's weak to me.
Oh.
Clark would be hearing the buzzing if it was like that.
Maybe. Well, maybe it already gave him all that he needed.
Oh, no. I'm not believing that.
What if it fulfilled, obviously, the mission there? It's not going to call out to him anymore.
No way. The key has to mean more than that. We found it in
We know it's still used for things, but I'm saying it's not going to call out to him anymore because it did its job. Like, the calling out right now is ceased.
It's for a ship. No matter what, he needs the key.
Yeah, but I'm saying of why it's not ringing anymore, bro. You think it should be ringing for something. But it shouldn't, because it already did its job of getting him to that wall so he could get the knowledge.
But it hasn't shown him everything.
What if it's not even the key that needs to show him everything?
It is the key. It's the only way for him to be able to see everything is the key.
Dude, you don't know anything.
You know what? We're going to get to it, though. That's what I love about
So we
this
have
episode.
Walden in the hospital. We have basically Lex checking in on Clark. And he's asking him how he's doing. Doctors have never seen anything like it. He's completely catatonic, so in a coma.
By the way, I love the eyes being just glazed
Oh, yeah,
over.
they're just like he's blind now, lost vision or something. And of course...
Oh, yeah, you know who didn't look like that? Lionel.
True. That's true. And Lex over here, and of course he's
Three mysteries in 3 days.
Yeah, 3 times something's happened, you're there. And it's like a weird mystery, isn't it? And of course Clark, not really.
Wow.
Wow.
What a reasoning, Clark.
He's
Way
good
to
with the
walk away.
He's good with the excuses.
You have given Lex horrible excuses. The first one being with Walden. Now this one. Clark, I'm not buying what you're selling at all. But Lex starts freaking out. He's like, well, give me an idea of exactly what's going on. What about this symbol on the barn? What about what I found in the trash bin? Because you were a litter bug and you didn't put it in the clown mouth. What about this?
I was just doodling, Lex. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, Clark, these symbols are in the cave. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Lex, come on. Why do you even care so much about an old Native American language?
Because I don't even think that it's like from this planet. I don't think it's Native American, bro.
Oh, wait. Lex, you think it's aliens?
Dude, this is where Clark ends up being a dick again.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
love it. I love it.
I'd keep that to yourself,
I
Lex.
put in my notes.
What an asshole.
Hell yes, Clark. Be that guy.
Make him feel stupid?
Yes.
God, that's so rude.
Why?
So rude, man.
Let's make him feel like he's getting closer. Let's
Yeah.
make him keep questioning the truth. Let's make him just keep going. No, Joseph. Let's make him feel like an idiot so maybe he'll stop.
You know he won't.
Yeah, but what other shot do I have?
He won't.
To make him look dumb, though, is my only chance.
Yeah.
A guy like Lex, that's your only... He has all the money in the world. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So you have to make him look dumb for doing it.
And of course, we
now
have
we have
someone
the
dropping off a
introduction.
package for Clark at the hospital. It's like, I have a package here for Clark Kent. And of course, like, how'd you know I'd be here? He's like, I had specific instructions to deliver that to you personally.
Small town. People talk.
Lucky for me.
He walks away. Lex, hey, Clark, why don't you open that package in front of me?
Wait, so he said small town. So let's just talk about this. Who is actually going to know that Clark is at the hospital right now? So it'd have to be someone specific telling him or somehow knowing, yeah, Clark Kent's at the hospital right now. Who's going to know that? Second, is the other reason that someone just says, like, oh, you should try checking the hospital. Clark's always there.
It's this easy. Security guard sold the information to one of the news outlets. It's Lex Luthor's stuff. It's Lex Luthor's belongings. It's any type of press that can make anything making the Luthors look bad. It's going to be revealed. It's the same thing when we found about with Lucas, how the prodigal son returns. No matter what, there's going to be an article written about the Luthors.
Maybe.
That's what I'm going off of in order for people to know, especially the guy delivering the package. Also, Clark Kent is 6'3". He's the tallest kid in town.
It's probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
And of course, Lex is like, hey, aren't you going to open it? All right, dude. Chill out.
Yeah, why don't you relax? This is my mail.
All my
privacy.
personal mail. Like, God, everyone's wanting to invade privacy today.
Clark runs into the elevator, says, now I'm going to open it, finds an invitation as if this was going to a ball.
And it's the Hope symbol, and it's from Virgil Swann, VS, and to his address. And of course, we find out, it's a Dr. Virgil Swann from Chloe. And he's like, he's a high-tech Howard Hughes, graduated at MIT in 19. He was like the man, and he's on the cover of Time magazine. And then he started his own company, Swann Communications. He became just so famous, bought a whole bunch of satellites, so he's a space guy.
So much hardware in space.
Scientific American dubbed him as the man of tomorrow.
Sounds like a remarkable guy to me. He was until he pulled out, and then he sold everything, and then he went away.
He dedicated himself to the space, aliens, things like that.
I just love Clark, though. Well, yeah, okay, that's who he is. What about the address, though, that he sent me? It's the planetarium. Why don't you look up the address, Clark? Why don't you do something?
Chloe's Google.
Couldn't Clark look up Google Maps, though, himself?
They're all idiots. Chloe's a smart one, but also a bitch.
Okay, in this episode, worst. Chloe, though, what better place to find little green men than the planetarium? But Clark, why are you so interested in him?
No, why is he so interested in you?
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Because this guy hasn't made a phone call in 13 years, and all of a sudden he wants to be your best friend. And so he must think that symbol's pretty important,
Clark immediately dumbfounded. You know what? No, you haven't figured out anything. It's just a hoax.
It's just a hoax. And it's like, well, the world's like smartest man is thinking that that's wrong. It's not just a hoax, and he wants to find out. So, man of the year, cut out here. We go back to the hospital with Lex checking on Walden.
Chloe also does, though, say, you know what? If it was me, I would want to find out why. This is what I mean, though, about what the doctor explains with Lex. So Lex is then standing next to Dr. Walden. The doctor is now explaining, well, he had an overstimulated, cerebral cortex?
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Causing a massive seizure.
It's, in Lex's terms, so he had a massive overload
of information. And, of course, the doctor's like, yeah, in layman's terms, yep. It's doubtful he'll ever regain consciousness.
It's going back to what we said, and that's why I thought that it was the overload of information like what Clark had. It's just his mind wasn't able to accept it. But I still like the thought of it truly just stated, you can't come here, or access denied, and his mind couldn't even take that.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, too, it's like the thing where it's like punishment. You're not of the gods, and you can't have this knowledge. So it's like that old Greek tale. I think it's Prometheus or something, but he looked upon the knowledge, and, obviously they were cursed for it.
God, it's almost like you should be in the Luther family.
And then, of course, Lex kind of goes a little sinister here, and is just like, don't worry, doctor. You'll share your secrets with me.
Hey, he's not going to be able to because he's in a coma, Lex.
All right, dude, if you pause it at the scene, I swear to God, do not pause it at the scene.
I'm going to do this whole scene right now.
Oh, my God,
so
bro.
we are now at the Sullivans, and we are now having Lana packing up that suitcase. Chloe is walking in, and she's like, what do you think you are doing?
You're like, hey, if you wanted to just run away from home, I think you should pack lighter.
Lana immediately says, you know what? I don't think this was such a great idea after all, because you haven't spoken to me in multiple days. You have made me feel awkward in your home. Now I feel like just kind of a prisoner that's not welcome. This is such an amazing scene that Chloe immediately says, you know what, Lana? Don't. I'm sorry about everything. I've overreacted. But when it comes to you and Clark...
to Clark and my feelings...
You know what I mean by what happens with you and Clark in front of me, I'm not able to accept it. What happens to Clark and I is non-existing, and I'm making up the feelings that are there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lana is then standing there, and she is supposed to be able to accept this. The problem that I have with her is she doesn't say, I can't help the feelings I have. She says, I can't help the feelings Clark has for me. I can't help I'm pretty.
I can't help that I'm hot and you're not.
That's exactly what she says, which is why this scene bothers me, because she doesn't tell Chloe. Instead, it's her being like, you know what? He's just obsessed with me.
Why are you
Chloe,
so obsessed with me?
it's exactly it. Chloe's saying, I know.
But Chloe goes, before you go, I wanted to show you something. God, throw up. She looks at the family tree, and she typed in Lana Lang as her immediate sister.
Hey, we can make up what we put on our family tree for the assignment. So, like I said, this is an assignment for second graders.
F. F. She just failed the project, bro. She failed the project so bad. And it's like, I need to stop focusing on the people that don't love me and focus on the ones that are close to me and love me. And that's my friends and my family. And I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry now.
So,
Because I just made up this family tree, and now it's all over.
so you think that if you were to make up the family tree, that you were to then get an F? Or did you just have to turn into the assignment in order to get an A? And Chloe, Lana, and Clark really were just being overdramatic dumbasses, and Pete was right the entire time.
What if Chloe just typed that in, and then, like, the one she actually turns in does not have Lana's name on it? What if she just did that for Lana to stay?
What if she put Daddy as Clark?
Yo, father, Clark. Mother, Pete.
Oh my god.
Yeah, her dad wouldn't even be on that family tree.
Yeah, no, he would be like a grandfather.
Maybe. Uncle.
If he's gone.
Yeah, my dad's my uncle. And so we go to the
We're all orphans.
we go to the Ken house, and we have a family lunch, dinner time, whatever this is. And of course, Clark's like showing his
drinking
parents the
orange
invitation, and John is just, we don't know who this guy is. Like, we don't know what those cave symbols are actually translated to. It could be wrong.
You're going to need to be able to come up with a plan. Okay, you know what? Now you're just being paranoid. Dad, I'm actually going through something here, and I'm trying to find out about myself. Mm-hmm. Why can't you be supportive on anything? Instead, you're just trying to tell me, stop it, Clark. You're only supposed to love me, you son of a bitch.
Me and your mom.
Nobody else. What? Like, look what he does.
When it comes to protecting you and your secret, all I've ever seen are people trying to exploit you for personal gain. And then he goes and claps back, says, you can't protect me forever. And John's like, well, I don't want to give that up yet, son.
You know what I hate, though, is that
I don't want to give it up.
Clark even says, look, he's able to decipher the symbols. And Jonathan immediately says, well, how do you know? Well, how do you know that's right?
Yeah, how do you know he just didn't make it up? Huh?
John, it's like you're telling a Spanish professor you don't know Spanish when they're reading something. How do you know?
Yeah, so both of y'all can decipher it all of a sudden?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I can't read that. How can you read that?
You know who's not talking enough and putting enough input is Martha.
Thank you. She is allowing this to happen.
She's
this
being
episode.
lousy. She's being lousy.
She is. Martha, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
even last week, bro, she sucked balls.
I know. You know why? I think John did something because the past 2 weeks she seems kind of like a coward. Like,
he probably hit her while she was like in her coma thing or sick, like whatever.
hey Martha, you know how you woke up with those bruises, right?
Yo, how'd you do that? Did you fall out of the bed, sweetie? Wow. Sorry for the domestic violence jokes.
Not with the past 2 episodes, though,
no?
with Martha. All right,
That's true,
because
true.
come on, she has been acting weird. This is strange.
It's 2 weeks now, yeah. And so
Ever since he got arrested. Like, yes.
I gotta take out my anger somehow. I'm never gonna get in trouble again. Martha.
Remember that watch?
You're always here for me, right?
Oh my god.
And so even Clark goes and tells John, look, I know y'all don't want me to get hurt, but like I can't keep the secrets in the storm cellar anymore. I have to go alone. Like, why can't I find out? Why can't I have the answers? I have to do this.
I love Jonathan. Okay, we'll go together as a family.
Yeah, we'll go together with you as a family.
John.
Dad, what do you not understand? I need to go. He's so annoyed. Dad, I have to go alone. Do you not get this? You're not me. You have no idea.
Hey, Joseph.
And watch him go with him, and he's just going to yell. He's just going to yell the whole time.
Remember the guy that just called like Clark and this other dude a liar at the dinner table just like a few seconds ago? Let's go together as a family. We'll solve it. No, John. Immediately you'd be like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. You're trying to trick my son.
And they're over here like giving goodbye hugs and shit. Like, oh, okay, never going to see you again?
I'll always remember you're my ma and pa.
Let me tell you something, bro. They really are paranoid. My God.
Yeah,
we all chill
seriously.
out.
Calm down.
He's gonna be gone for a couple hours.
He'll be back. By the way, he has super speed.
You're telling me you're not gonna be excited when he comes back in a couple hours, still living at home because he's in high school and he still has to graduate?
Oh yeah. By the way, he has class tomorrow.
Yeah. We're in the middle of the week. It's probably a Thursday right now.
It's a Thursday for sure.
And so Clark's just talking to himself in the office that he goes to for Swann. He's like, man, what am I doing? I'm just going to leave. And it's like, no, you came here for answers, didn't you?
This just looks like a children's like little like library.
Yeah,
this doesn't even look like an office whatsoever.
And who do we get now? The man himself. Christopher Reeves. And his name, Dr. Virgil Swann. He's here, obviously, ready to meet Clark. And he works in the back room of a planetarium. That's what he lets him know. So...
Well, he's wondering why... I bet you're wondering why a guy like myself would be working in the back of this type of place. Clark, yeah, the thought kind of did cross my mind.
And so he tells the computer to activate the screen. And, of course, Virgil Swann is wheelchair-bound. And, of course, they did that because, as most people should know... Later in Christopher Reeve's life, he had an accident where he was wheelchair bound.
And they called it the Superman curse.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just him, it was multiple.
The previous one died, I think.
Yes, it was multiple actors where it then became truly a known curse. Christopher Reeves, though, I love that he is in this.
Oh, dude, it's so awesome, man. Like, it's really just paying a lot of homage, and obviously he's so happy to do it.
Oh, he is eating this role up. Because even for me... I thought, in all honesty, I hate to tell our listeners this, but whenever I first watched the scene, I was like, man, it's going to be corny. This isn't going to be good. I bet they're just throwing him in. It's just like a guess, kind of like, here's something.
Because that's what most shows do. That's not wrong in thinking that.
This is not like that. Instead, he is easily the best fucking part in this episode.
Dude,
every line.
They even play the theme song from the original movie as they introduce him.
Every line he is so captivating because you're so interested in his character. Like, how much do you know?
It's like, oh, Virgil Swann, he's telling him, he activated the screen and it shows nothing but Kryptonian symbols, so probably sentences, if anything. And, of course, Virgil is going, all my life I've been staring out into space wondering what is out there, wondering if anybody else is out there. And then, of course, 13 years ago, I got an answer, meteor shower.
Clark answers it for him. Now he immediately starts responding. Once of my receiving signals, it was able to take me years to decrypt it. But
so he got a message from a station that he had, and it took me years to decrypt. And finally, he actually discovered a mathematical key, because, doctorate in math. And so he built it into the transmission, and he's able to read it. And, of course, Clark is still being hesitant. He hasn't fully admitted, at this point. I mean... You're obviously the kid he's looking for, but it's like he's not admitting that he's this person yet.
Yes, and he's still wanting to know before he even continues. This is what you were mentioning before and why I wanted to put a pause on it and say I kind of believe you, even though I don't like to ever believe you because you're always full of shit. But maybe he doesn't understand names.
I'm full of good shit.
I don't know if Clark is testing him here. But I don't think he knows what it says.
Yeah, dude.
Because he asks him, what does this say? Mm-hmm. And Swann responds, this is Kal-El of Krypton.
Like
So
he's reading Kal-El Krypton. He's like looking at it, it's like, how would I say this? Like I don't know what this means.
Yeah,
So
so
the message does say, he starts to say, this is Kal-El of Krypton, our infant son, our last hope. And as he's listening, he's like, wow. And he's thinking now, please protect him and deliver him from evil, was the last part. And so Clark goes, Kal-El. And he's realizing that that's his name.
that was a weird screen thing
What
that
kind
it
of-
did.
yeah, that's
okay,
screen-
I was
was
glad
this The
that-
Matrix?
Like I was like when he reaches for the screen, it
Like
like
it's a weird warp thing.
And
it's
I
like-
thought, I go, is this a portal?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But anyways, so of course,
Swann then
has
asks
his questions like, did he survive the journey? Like, is he still living among us? And then of course, years went by, and then now I have this common symbol I've been studying burned on the side of a farm where the parents adopted a son.
Clark immediately starts to freak out a little bit.
So you think I'm Kal-El? I'm sorry, I'm just Clark Kent.
No. You're misunderstanding my tone here. Swann is immediately trying to just say, I'm seeking the truth. I'm
just
not
wanna know.
like Lex.
Yeah, I just want to know. It's not like I'm going to tell. He's like, of course, Clark is getting defensive. You don't know who I am. And then, of course, Swann says, you can live with that decision. That's fine, and so can I. But if you walk out that door, it'll never be open to you again, and I won't give you the second part of the message.
All right, so this was kind of a Lex move, though.
Oh, yeah.
This was I'm going to show you a part because I'm going to show you a part of my hand. I'm never going to show you the full hand.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the Lucas trait because he's such a good gambler.
I wouldn't even say it's a Luther thing. I think it's just the
No,
rich
Lucas.
man. I think it's the rich
I said
man thing.
Lucas.
Oh, a Lucas.
This is Lucas.
The other LL. The other. And so, but yeah, no, he's definitely doing like the rich, like real, obviously strategic guy. I mean, he's a smart dude.
He doesn't want Clark to
It's a
go.
good way to sell, and it's like, I mean, you can play that act all you want. If you want to know the truth, I'll let you know. But there's a catch.
He doesn't want Clark to go because, in a way, this is what he's been waiting for his whole life. This is why he sold his company. This is why he hangs out in the back of the planetarium. He is finally finding his own answers, and he's presenting them in a different way than Lex ever could.
Yep.
Lex would be presenting this with a smile on his face, going, do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
God. And so, as we continue, Clark says, tell me something, doctor. Why are you doing this to me? And I love Virgil. It's so genuine. It's just like, hey, man, we all have things that just tick in our brains, our windmills.
We all have our own windmills. And the windmill that he took Lana up to, you remember, right? The one that could see Metropolis?
Wow. You love that. And it's just his need to know that he's right. And once I do, it'll never leave this room. I'm not going to tell a soul, man. And of course,
Still hesitation. Still Clark trying to give the stare down, being, you know what? Show me.
show me the second part. And of course, the last message this time, Clark reads it. We will be with you, Kal-El,
Which goes
for
back to
all
what
of the
you
days
said.
of your life.
He now understands how to read the name. Mm-hmm. So now he's able to pick up on it.
So he's
I
like,
like that connection, that he didn't know how to read the name, so he didn't know how to read it.
Yeah, it's like
I like that. I'll buy it.
So, and he doesn't know if he's actually, mistranslating it and everything.
Yes.
And he's like, what does this mean? And of course, Virgil's like, one thing I've learned is the value of patience in my profession. And so at some point we'll find out, what those mean. But
Clark looks at the space behind him, and it looks like that it's M5, where it looks a center circle that seems to be X'd out. He
because
says
Virgil tracked the
Yes,
signal,
the signal
all the way
where-
billions of light years in space, and he found nothing. But apparently that's where his planet was. And we know that to be Krypton now, which is actually the first time they have officially said it.
Yes.
We get the Krypton name drop, bro. Because Kal-El, last son of Krypton, of course.
And when it comes to with Clark, he is still thinking, okay, what exactly happened?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy this scene because it's also in a way heartbreaking. He is now asking Swann, because it seems to be a little bit of a panic in Clark. I can't tell if it's a panic or if it's not believing him. But it's still okay, planet's not there. What's going on? What exactly happened? Swann, tell me the answers. And Swann says it could be a million things. War, famine, disease. I mean, look at the world that we have around us. Would you be surprised that something would ever happen, such as like it disappearing, like even a type of global event that would cause it to go away?
Yeah.
But there was only one message, and this is where it begins to get a little heartbreaking because Clark is realizing one thing. He is the only one.
He's the last son. Last son of Krypton. And of course, he's wondering, why me? There must have been a reason to send me to this planet. We don't know why it was destroyed, or maybe if it was even there, but it's like, it's many things could happen. And it's like, you'll have to journey and take by looking out into yourself. You must write your own destiny, Kal-El. Oh!
Well, you won't be able
to Clark, bro.
You won't even be able to find it in the stars. Mm-hmm. You can only find it within you.
That's right. And I love that he calls him Kal-El.
Well, it's
like the Kakarot thing.
It's also Kakarot, but it's also going back to it's a different method on how he's doing it versus Lex. Mm-hmm. It's such a this is your destiny type of feel, not I wanna exploit you. I wanna see what you can do.
Yeah, right.
He never asked those questions of what are your abilities, what are you really capable of. Mm-hmm. Swann was truly just interested in the alien aspect.
Like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I just want to know. I just want to know.
Like, come on, please.
Please let me know. And, of course, now we get to the final scene here is the storm cellar. We're back in the storm cellar.
Quick point, I just want to pause. This is where I told you, because it didn't fit in the one episode, the Gears of War song should have been here. Yes.
So, yeah, probably.
Okay, thank you.
The storm cellar. And John comes down, and Clark is just staring into the ship. And so he's looking at it. Obviously, he just got told all this information. John got news from Martha that he knew you were back. And now, checking up on you. What's going on? How'd it go? And so, basically, I know that whatever Dr. Swann told you must be overwhelming. But, if you need to talk about it, your mother and I are always here.
John, for once, is actually acting like the father that I've appreciated in this 1 5-minute clip, because this is the only time that he actually sounds like a decent person. He is truly only caring about Clark. He is not caring about the information that he is finding out. Instead of tell me about your problems, tell me about your mind. Let's do this together, not I'm going to try to push you from doing this.
And Clark is pretty sad right now because, I found out that
he's a true orphan.
My planet is gone. I am
a
the
true
only
orphan.
one. I'm truly alone. And of course, John says, like, you're never alone, man. We love you. Like, this is just as much as your home. But, you're alone, bro. You're never, at this point, you think you're not going to find out anything. And then he figured out what the
gigantic
that
ship
dish that we've seen maybe once or twice.
I thought we've only seen it once, and it was one of the original 5 episodes that we saw that gigantic piece.
It's like a giant floppy disk or something. And so he figured out that it's the ship's heart.
Yes,
it's the ship's heart.
It's the heart of the ship.
And so he hasn't used it yet. And of course he said, I didn't want to do it alone.
John starts crying, says, "Oh my God, in a father-son moment."
Yeah, let's do it together, Clark. Come on now, Clark.
Let's go walk over there right now. They walk over to the ship. Clark puts the key inside of there. The ship seals it up as if it was a part of itself. It floats. It starts to glow on the outer. It then opens where it starts to spin with the actual Kryptonian word. And it's bothering Clark. This is where Clark is then disturbed.
He's scared, man.
Because now we have turned into Invincible.
Oh, dude.
This is kind of that scene where it's somebody's father essentially, or parents essentially telling their child, you're going to be the ruler of this world. They are weak.
I know he just learned, but what if there's the chance, even like John said, what if it means something, and what if he didn't mean to rule, But yeah, so he gets the message, right? And it starts spinning all the symbols there. And let's make sure we know what the full message is here.
Oh, no. Trust me, it's invincible.
And so John asks him, what is it? Because obviously he can't read, in general. And it's a message from my father. Oh.
My biological father.
He's like, I'm sure I'm reading it wrong though, because he's kind of like scared. On this third planet from this star Sol, that's his son's name, very cool. You will be a god among men. They are a flawed race. Rule them with strength, my son. That is where your greatness lies.
Now, how would he misinterpret that?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty.
I'm like, no. You said you wanted to give the audience that exact wording because you wanted to make me look bad. So now you got to continue your argument. Joseph, how did he misinterpret that?
It's pretty straightforward. But what if?
Come on.
What if? I don't know. Maybe just... Okay. We all know his father is Jor-El, okay? What if Jor-El just meant it in a nice way?
I don't know what we are talking about now because there is no way in hell.
So as the audience, I'm sorry. Technically, you don't know yet that's his father's name, but we all know his in the comics.
You
his
can't
name
say
is
that.
Jor-El.
You can't say that, dude.
And so Clark actually starts freaking out. Like, what if I was sent here to rule? Oh my god! Like, what planet? What kind of planet am I from? And of course, what if it's Viltrumite?
Okay,
or Viltrum?
But I also kind of hate this scene because I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, saying he's 15. I know that we use that a lot, but I have to.
Brightburn.
He starts going, "Oh my god, what if that was supposed to be?" That's not who you are, though.
Exactly, and John even tells him, like, you do know, like even if that was the case, like, you're here, we raise you to do good with your stuff.
You've
so
been raised so differently than what the ship is telling you to do, so guess what? Just don't do it.
Yeah, and then, of course, what is he gonna just like, well, they meant for me to rule, so I guess I gotta rule, right?
I gotta kill people.
Okay, bye, Dad. Dead.
Hey, Clark, you make your own choices.
Yeah, be good.
Hey,
please.
What's going on?
He's like, has the belt behind him as he's talking. He's like, oh, so they told you to rule, huh? Just smacking it back and forth. He's already weak at this point. It's just like, not on my watch.
John's got the belt. Martha then puts on her little kryptonite ring. I'm ready.
Oh my god. And so that's the end. They hug it out because John kind of
starts massaging the back of his head.
Tries to give him the calming pet talk of just, look, you write your own destiny. Just like Virgil Swann said, you write your own destiny. You do what you want. We raised you for good. Be that person we raised you to be. And so that's it. It cuts to the end. 9.1 episode rating, bro.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's decent.
9.1.
6.5. It's 6.5.
9.1, baby.
And again,
I'm going to agree with the IMDb here.
Christopher Reeves is easily a great part, the best part.
And that's actually the first of his appearances, because he does make...
No, he's constant for a little bit here.
Yeah, he makes a couple more, for sure.
Yeah, easily.
I read about that on set. He was just so great to work with.
No,
he
everyone's...
worked like nonstop, 12 straight hours like that.
And that's what you can even tell, and that's what I mean, that it wasn't just a guest appearance.
Yeah.
It was a true character that was going to be a part of the show, which is why I think it's such a great role for him to be able to take part of. It's kind of what I compare to, and I hate that I'm going back to Marvel, is just kind of like a Mr. Green Incredible Hulk thing, where it's somebody that has these type of abilities that in a way they lose control over at times, and they're wanting somebody to be able to make them normal.
Yeah.
They're wanting somebody to just make them relax, where somebody that has answers, it actually makes them ease. It makes them feel calm. And that's what I think that Dr. Swann is able to do for Clark, which I'm almost positive, maybe I'm wrong, I don't think Clark had this type of character or therapist in the comics whatsoever.
No, he was completely made up for the show. That's for sure. I've read about that a lot. And it's nice to have that, because... why not have the OG Superman we all know be like the kind of Kryptonian mentor to him, you know, as his introduction into the show. And it's just such great homage. That man was just a blast to obviously just watch. I loved watching him.
Well, and I think that the writers did really well at being able to figure out, okay, how can we have Clark be able to understand everything without him just kind of getting that automatically of for example, the blast in the cave of him just immediately saying, I know all the symbols.
Yeah, now how it's the whole thing in the comics, he gets the Fortress of Solitude somehow, and
yes,
that's it. Like, it's just talked through there that you get your information. Like, why not baby steps? Baby steps into there. Oh, so this is a known thing. So Krypton's known, like, obviously on Earth to some.
Well, and even what you mentioned of it being the first time that we have actually Krypton introduced is we're already in season 2 and only kind of towards the end, but there's 10 seasons of it and we already have them mentioned. So they're not in a way wasting time. Mm-hmm. They could be taking baby steps when it comes to the introduction, but I still feel like it's really quick of them essentially telling him his entire origin here.
Really? You think it's quick?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they told him everything.
I mean, they told him
Krypton's out there. Here's your father. Here's the ship. You're all alone.
Well, kind of, because we got the basic information. We got the message that was with his ship. We got, well, the caves is where we're going to start getting more elaborate, but
we got what Daddy wanted you to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got the ship with the message. We got, of course, Swann said, "Yeah, try to track the planet. I think it's gone. Probably blew up or something." Or it just died. I mean, a planet can just die, but whatever.
I mean, it could.
It's basically, I mean, he doesn't know officially everything. He doesn't know, like, what his planet was about. He doesn't know his parents' names. He doesn't know any of that.
Well,
he doesn't know the culture.
Now, he at least is on a correct path, except I still don't understand his freak out there, because unless you're going to have some type of chip in your brain that you're freaking out about, being like, oh my God, I'm going to turn.
I read the message, now I must rule. I must rule over Earth.
Unless that is transpiring, I have no idea what his reaction was about. Oh my God, I'm going to be bad, Dad. Don't make me be bad.
What if Clark was actually the cyborg? And the whole time he was a cyborg until he read that message, and then his protocol activated.
It would also explain how he could go and ask for a job after making out with the girl in front of the girl that he's asking a job from that he apparently loves.
Pretty dope, right?
It would make a lot more sense that way. So yeah, well, you know what? Cyborg Superman. That's who we're dealing with here.
So get the whole Kryptonian message. So the messages included in the episode are real, using official Kryptonian alphabet from DC Comics.
Love that.
Which has a 1-to-1 character transliteration of all 26 letters. And so that is provided to the Smallville production staff by DC Comics. So every person on the production staff had the alphabet, so they knew what they were writing and reading.
That's great. And and it's because it shows the commitment of how far this show is able to go.
Yeah.
In order to be able to make sure that it was tying into the comics as well as just telling kind of like the high school drama aspect. The show really did have it all with being able to tie it. The fact that they had the entire alphabet and made sure everybody understood it, I'm now curious to see if they actually can do it.
Dude, that'd be so awesome.
I'm now wanting to have them see if they can do it, because if they can't do it, then they're fucking posers. All right?
Yo, you're posers. Smallville posers.
Yo. Tom, show me. Write me a sentence.
I'm going to write you a sentence, and if you can't read it, you posing.
You posing. Shouldn't even be here.
And what's cool about that, because obviously we now know the title of this episode, Rosetta. We had the translation of the language. And Lex even made the reference that, oh, Clark Kent's the Rosetta Stone we may have been looking for, Walden.
I can't wait to lick your mind.
But that's it, man. That's Rosetta. And we had the fun facts in there. We had some booing of Chloe because she sucks.
She was great.
Yeah, as you see, that's her boy over there, dude.
I'm trying, man. This season's been so hard to support.
Hey, man, yeah, so appreciate everyone listening once again. Hope it was, the 9.3 or 9.1 you were looking for,
There's no way in hell it was.
It is.
No.
It's literally official. IMDb, bro.
No. 6.5. Well, we got 6.5 here.
Nah, man, but, I mean, this is a good one. Next week, I hate this episode. I know what episode this is.
I'm excited about this one. I do not remember.
We have episode 18, Visitor.
So you're saying I'm gonna soak this episode up?
You might like it. I don't know.
I'm gonna be.
I can't remember all of it, but I just remember that kid right there. I already see the image of him. I'm like, not about it.
I'm all about it. It looks like high school drama to Taylor. Looks like superpowers. Looks like high school. Looks like love interest. Looks like I'm all about it.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, next week, catch us then. We're out of here. Again, follow us on Twitter. Somebody save _me. And yeah, put some nice comments. Like, nice comments meaning talking shit. And
yeah, only say bad things.
or just maybe just liking our posts, photos.
No. Make sure you say awful things to me.
Yeah.
Spit on me.
Spit on them.
Call me scum.
Call you Lex.
You know what? That's probably what Lex likes more than anything else.
Getting spit on?
Yeah.
We're going to end on that note.